Hi, this is Reed. I'm going to do a quick run through of Scripture Stack to show you the features that it has and how it can help your family to memorize better. I'm going to go ahead and just log in for now. And we have a free account and we have a paid account. And I'm going to log in with a demo paid account. But then I'll talk about the difference that you'll see. Okay, so when you log in, you see your passages first thing. You can also go see your stats. So this shows you how many passages you had, how many practice sessions you've done, what your average accuracy has been, what your streak is. Currently it's at 0 days for this. Uh, you can see the passages that you have scores for, and you can see graphs for all of them. So let me go to last month, and let me just look at the Philippians, for example. So you can see over time I'm making some progress on that. You can also see your recent practice sessions, what your score was, and click on that, and you can see what your errors were. It remembers, in other words, what you did. So you get that history. So you can see that for yourself. Also, when you have a child account or multiple child accounts, then you can see the same stats for your children or child accounts as well. So that is your stats. But the main thing you're doing in Scripture Stack is working on memorizing passages. So typically it could be Bible passages or historical speeches or really anything else you want to do too. If you're giving a speech for your school or workplace, you can work on that here, anything. Uh, so to show you how this works, I'm going to just do Philippians 4:13. So I'm going to click on this, and we see we have different tools. And actually the tool's going to be better if I show you something longer. So here's Gettysburg Address, the opening of it. When you're on the passage, several things you can do as you're working on this and learning it. So you can view it just with the first letters. And we have two modes. One is first letters with blanks, and the other is just the first letters. Some people prefer one, some prefer the other. So we just have both options. Just click on it twice to toggle it. Once you're on first letters, as you're working through it and saying it, and trying to remember, if you get stuck on something, you can click on the letter and it will show it. So as you're going through, if you're stuck on something, you can click on that. You can click on it again to get it to disappear. So the idea is you work on your memorization. One of the tools that you can use is first letters, either with the blanks or without the blanks. And this also allows you to click on a letter and expand it out. Another tool that we have for memorization practice is hiding three. So I'm on the full text now. I clicked on full text. I can click on hide three, and that makes three of the words disappear with blanks. So I can say this, then I can hide three more. I can hide three more. I can hide three more. Every time I keep saying it, keep reviewing it, that helps me to memorize it too. If you want, and this doesn't work on the video, but you can have it read to you. So I'm going to click on this. Whoops, wrong button. I'm going to click on read to me. Okay, I don't think you can hear that on the video, but it's kind of a robotic voice, but it does read it to you. So you can also just, as you're working on it, you can listen to it and once again, repeat that many times to have practice with that. So you can always refer back to your full text by clicking on full text. You can print it to have it with you whenever you go, wherever you go. So I'm going to click on print. You have some options with this. You can print on index card size, letter size, A4 size, which is a European size. It's similar to letter, but not quite. You have choices also. You can print the full text, first letters with blanks, or first letters only. So how about for this one? Let me print it on index card size, and let me do first letters with blanks, and then I'm going to generate this PDF, and so you get the PDF of the index card size with the blanks here. And then as you're working on it, you carry this around to school and to work and wherever else you're going. Pull it out whenever you get a chance. Continue working on it this way. And as I said, you can print full text, first letters with blanks or first letters without. So you're working on it. When you're ready, then you can practice reciting it and you can get checked on it. And that's how you get your scores that show you progress over time. So I'm going to click on next because I know Philippians better than I know the Gettysburg Address. So here I'm intentionally going to make some mistakes just so we see how the checking works. So this is, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. I think it's King James Version for this demo account here. I'm going to say, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. And you'll see when I do that, that it's going to show us what I wanted to say, what I actually did say, and it'll mark up some of the things. So I can do all things through him who gives me strength. So I click on check. I click on grant microphone access. Now I start recording. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. I click on that again. You see it's processing. And then now my score is 70%. And I get some color coding. Here's what the passage was. I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. Here's what I said that was transcribed. I can do all things through, and now see I said him, and it's struck through because I said it wrong. It should have been Christ, who is struck through because I said that wrong. Gives is not in here, as that's struck through. And then strengtheth I didn't say, and then I added the word strength. Gives me strength, right? And so you can see how it marks up things that you say and don't say and color codes it, and you have minus signs and plus signs and different color coding and your score. So if I want to, I could try that again. But just to show you how the stats work, I'm going to go back to stats. And now I have a one streak day because I'm doing it today after I didn't do it yesterday. And now I have my 70% for my Philippians. I can click on this. And then here again, it has what I said correct and what I said wrong, just to review. And once again, you can see this for your child accounts as well. If you're the main account, you can see it for your child accounts to see how they are doing. So over time, you practice it, you review it, you check yourself, you get better and better. When you check yourself, you can, uh, yeah, check yourself multiple times in one day if you want, multiple times in one session. And then whenever you want to, if you have a paid account, you can also add your own passage. So with this, right now, the way we're doing it is kind of like you bring your own content. So you can find it online. Go to a website that has the Bible, for example, and copy and paste whatever translation you want, whether it's a few verses or a section of a chapter or what have you. Give it whatever category you want. So by default, the categories are Bible, poetry, speech, literature, and other. But you can also give a new category and make any custom category that you want. Put the text here. Some people prefer to have verse numbers, I mean. Others don't have the verse numbers. I personally do not have the verse numbers. And so you can do that however you want. Then you click on create passage. And when you do, that becomes part of your passage list. Then, as you have child accounts, and let me show you that real quick. So I go here right now. I have two child accounts in this demo account, Susie and Boy. And with these, you get your stats on those here. Basically, how many passages are linked to them, when was the last time they did something, when they were created. If you need to, you can reset their password because you control their child accounts. Uh, you set their own passwords. We don't know their email address. We don't even need to know their name or anything. You set all that up yourself. You manage all that yourself. You can also disable or delete a child account if you want to for some reason. Uh, then, when you're on the passages list, like here with Philippians, right now it is linked to Susie. But if I want to, I can click on Manage Access, and I can also link it to Boy, and I can say Assign Selected. And so now this is linked to Susie and to Boy. But if I want to go back, well, actually here, I could just even exit from here, and I can say, actually, I don't want Boy to have this one after all. And so it'll say, are you sure you want to do that? I say yes. And so notice that with each passage, you can have one or all or whatever combination you want of your children accounts, or you don't have to have, if you're working on it yourself, you don't want any of your child accounts to have that passage, then you don't have to link it to anybody. That's just your prerogative. You can do that. With the free account, it comes with the passage of the month. And so you get the passage of the month, but you cannot have any child accounts and you cannot have any, you cannot add passages, but you do get your stats and you get that one free passage, which for example, it's going to be a psalm typically. And so you'll get all the tools. You can check yourself. You can do everything. You can print, but it's just the one passage of the month that you get. And then when it's next month, there'll be another featured passage of the month, and you can get that too. But no child accounts and no adding your own passages. So that's the difference between the free account and the paid account. So let me see. I'm going to go back to passages. I think I'm going to say that's all for here and then do something else with a different account in just a second. Okay, log into a different account now because I just want to show you how I'm using this for working on Romans 1 through 8. So I have different uh, passages here, and you can see I've got some from Romans and some from Philippians that my kids are working on, and just some other test ones. Uh, Psalm 139 in here somewhere too, I think. Anyway, so let's say I want to work on Romans today. I could have a category of Romans if I wanted to, but what I can do here is I can just type in Romans, or do partial for that matter, Romans, spelled correctly if I'm going to do it. Okay, close enough. So I get my Romans passages here. But if I notice they're not really in the order that I want, if I'm going to use these in a sequence. So I'm going to go here and I can sort by date or, newest or oldest or by best performance. But right now I want to sort by alphabetical order. And the way I've named these is 1 1, 1 8, 2 1, 2 17, and so on. These basically end up being in the same order because of the way I've named them. Now, if I wanted to for something else, I could call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that then at the beginning of the title, so that when I sort by title, that'll force it to be in that order. But it just so happened the way I named my Romans 1 through 8 that I have this. So when I'm working on this, I can click on any passage, and then at the bottom, I have my next, right? So I'm going through my next, working on these in sequence. I can go back to my passage list. I still have my filter set. I'm still sorted by title, but I can also print now just the ones I have filtered in the order that I have sorted, right? This is important because if you have for your family and yourself, you might have a bunch of passages in here, but you might just want a printout of a particular thing. In this case, I want a printout of Romans 1 through 8 on regular paper, and I want just the first letters. I prefer first letters with no blanks, and I'm going to do it continuous so that they're all just back to back to back instead of one passage per page. So I can generate this PDF and say, now this is something I can stick in my notebook or have it on my desk, whatever I want. Whenever I'm not at my computer, I get Romans 1 through 8. In 1984 NIV is just what I've been memorizing from my whole life. So this is just my the text I use for that. People can use whatever they want to, of course. And so I can go through this and just review this when I am wherever I am. So I wanted to show you with something a little bit more structured how I'm actually using this for Romans. Uh, yeah. And so that is passaging, doing a chapter. You could do longer passages. I broke up each one into like 3 parts or 2 parts, depending upon how long it was. And then you could just go next as you're checking yourself and as you're working through this with this. So my name is Reed, and I hope this has been helpful. And always feel free to ask us if you have any questions. I'll make my email address available uh, in the description of the video, but my email address is reid, R-E-I-D, @scripturestack.com. Thank you much.